In this video, we're going to be going over the trader role and exactly what does it take to get 100 goods made and make that $625 with a full long delivery. Howdy Cowpoke, AustinBMX here, and thanks for checking out today's video. In this video, we're going to be going over what exactly you need to make the most money with a trader. We all know that the best way to make the most money is to do full long deliveries of 100 goods. And because the money grows exponentially as you get the more goods, and once you hit 100, it's pretty dang good money. Before we get started, I want to take just 1 second to say thanks for everybody for supporting the channel. Your support means so much as we continue to grow and on our way to hitting our year-end 2019 goal of 5,000 subs. We have some big plans for 5,000, including members-only items, new merch, and some gold giveaways. So if you haven't already, make sure you smash that like button and hit that subscribe button right down there so you don't miss out on any future videos or adventures. So moving right on to why we're here, the trader. So I spent 6 hours the other day sitting in camp with a couple of posse members, just watching Cripps, and if he actually does any work, and well, although lazy, he does get stuff done. We all know it takes 3 basic things to make goods: materials, supplies, and time. But how much of each do you actually need? Well, I decided to just figure that out since I haven't done an actual video on the topic yet, and let's take a look at our findings. So of course, the first thing you need to get Cripps doing anything is materials. Cripps needs animal parts to make into goods. The bar at the top of your trader menu is actually your materials bar. That bar is 100 units long, so you can fill the bar to a max of 100 units at any given time. The best thing to fill it up quickly is of course with full animals, full deer, bucks, even turkeys or rabbits and stuff. As long as they're full, they give you more material yield. Cripps does love 3 stars though, so make sure you're bringing those into him as well. But we're here to look at how much it actually takes. So how much does 100 units actually yield you in goods? Well, it takes 2 materials to make 1 good. So a full bar of 100 materials can only ever get you 50 goods at a time. This moves us on to the second bar of Cripps' menu, and that's your supplies. Now there is no bar here, so you never know when you're getting low, unfortunately. I wish Rockstar would actually add that. That would be fantastic. But Cripps can make 25 goods from each resupply you do for him. So if you do a resupply when you have 0 goods, for instance, then you'll need to do another one at 50, another one at 75 to get to that 100 goods. So no matter where you are in the process, you will always need 4 resupply missions to get from 0 to 100. And this is actually good as well, because one great thing about resupplies is you also get materials while you do them. You get 20 material units for each time you do a resupply mission. Although there are 2 scenarios where you don't get 20, and we'll go over those real quick. One is when Cripps asks you to go hunting for a specific animal for a fellow trader. If you bring that trader a 3-star animal of what they need, you'll get 20 goods, or sorry, 20 materials. If you bring him anything less, then you won't get those 20, and you actually get 5 added to your material bar. Also, when you do resupplies and Cripps needs you to go pick up a bag of materials, not a wagon, if you're just doing it by yourself and you have 1 bag to pick up, unfortunately that only equals 5 materials added to the bar. If you have a buddy with you and you got 2 bags, that would be 10. And if you have a posse of 4 more and the max will be 4 bags, you would get the 20 at that point. So the bag resupplies are great for XP, but they're not great for materials if you're by yourself. So other than those 2 scenarios, you will get 20 materials added to your material bar for every resupply that you do, and you need 4 resupplies to get yourself up to 100 goods made. And the third and final thing you need to make goods, of course, is time. That's right, it takes time for Cripps to work, although it is slow in my opinion. He does need time. It does take Cripps 2 minutes to make 1 good. It is exactly 2 minutes. You'll see your bar jump up from 20 to 21, 33 to 34, and so on. So he can make 1 good every 2 minutes as long as he has materials and supplies. So to make yourself 25 goods, it's going to take him 50 minutes. To make yourself all the way up to 100, it's going to take him 200 minutes of work time, or 3 hours and 20 minutes. Remember, Cripps will always be making goods as long as you have him full or have some materials for him and you're not halted for a resupply. No matter what you're doing in game, Cripps is always working for you, even if your camp is not pitched, as long as you're not in someone else's posse. If you're in someone else's posse, unfortunately Cripps is not working for you, which I think is a bummer, and I wish Rockstar would fix that. Maybe in the future they will. But remember, any other time, every 2 minutes, Cripps is making one good for you to make a delivery. So then, what exactly does it take to go from 0 to 100 so you have that full long delivery? Well, in our experiment, we did just that. I ran my supplies down to 0, did a delivery to get my goods down to 0, and then I filled up my materials up to 100 and waited. Waited, and waited. I wanted to see exactly how much that 100 materials would get us. Best case scenario, you need 200 materials to make 100 goods. Remember, it's 2 to 1. You get 20 materials per resupply, except for those 2 instances that we mentioned earlier. And you need to do 4 resupplies for any 100 goods made, because you can make 25 goods per resupply. So those resupplies will equal 80 materials added to your bar. That means that you need to provide Cripps with 120 material goods to get to that 200 mark to get yourself up to 100 goods made. So you will need to do some hunting. I know animal spawns aren't that great right now, kind of broken to say the least. Use some of the tips we've mentioned on the channel before to get yourself into a good animal lobby. And spend, I think during this gameplay here, you see in the background, I spent 30-40 minutes with the hunting wagon, just getting ourselves some good materials. It's not too hard. We do have some hunting videos up too, because before the trader was around, that's all we did in the game was hunt to make money. So even without a hunting wagon, you can usually get yourself some pretty good animal spawns and make 100 goods within about 45 minutes to an hour, just stocking your horse up. So taking all the materials you need and the resupplies that you're going to need into the game, the other thing is, of course, is time. We mentioned that it takes 200 minutes just for Cripps to make those 100 goods. And while making those goods, you're going to have to do 4 resupply missions. Those can take anywhere between 3 and 10 minutes, depending on what resupply it is. Usually they're all pretty close to camp. The hunting ones usually take a little longer, especially if the animals haven't spawned. But let's say on average about 5 minutes for resupply. So that's 20 more minutes of time to get yourself from 0 to 100. So that's a total of 220 minutes or 3 hours and 40 minutes of you in game to get yourself all the way up to 100 goods and get yourself that $625 payout. I was thinking maybe in the future, if they're going to expand the trader role, maybe they can allow us to hire a helping camp hand that can make Cripps maybe make stuff 1 good for every minute, or allow us to be able to haul more stuff. If you're in a posse, I wish we could go all the way up to 200 goods and do like a 2-wagon delivery. I would seriously buy a second large wagon if I can make myself get all the way up to 200 and do a big old posse $1,000 run or something like that. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about that, of expanding the trader role, and hopefully Rockstar will be thinking about that as well. Well, Cowpoke, I hope this video was informational and gave you insight on exactly what you need to get done to get to that 100 good limit. Of course, you do need a medium and a large wagon to be able to do those deliveries. I would recommend getting there as fast as you can if you're not ranked up quite yet, because the money-wise you get from 50 to 70 to 80 to 100 good long delivery is so much more. So make sure you guys are working your trader role to get to that goal. Right, I just want to take one quick minute again to say thank you for all the support on the channel. As I stated earlier in the video, we are going for our 5,000 sub goal. I put out that goal earlier this year to be able to make it to that, and we're actually doing really good hitting that, and I appreciate all the support in the channel. Again, we're going to be doing some pretty big stuff at 5,000, so if you haven't already, make sure to smash that subscribe button down there, especially if you watched a couple of our videos. Hey, stick around, hang out for some of the adventures, have fun with us on live stream. We're going to be doing a big giveaway at 5,000. We also are going to be launching some new merch, as well as member-only services, and a whole new art gallery for the channel, so I'm super excited for that and can't wait. Again, if you like this video, make sure to smash the like button. If you're new around here, consider subscribing to the channel for more Red Dead Online content, including tips and tricks, news updates, gameplay, and just good old-fashioned fun. Hope to see you on the prairie sometime, but until then, see you later.